Is Redfall getting delayed again? Is this game truly legendary? Let's break down the latest Xbox update. The Xbox Series K just leaked again. Let's discuss. What's up, guys, and welcome back to another edition of Xbox Ready. I am joined by this dude right here, Jimmy Champagne, back at it again. We have called the council. No joking around. Let's get down to serious business because there's some serious things happening in the world of Xbox right now. First, let's talk about Minecraft Legends. Very serious game.
Dude,
Minecraft Legends.
This game is so good.
I mentioned this in an earlier video, but we both went to the hands-on gameplay preview event here in LA at the Microsoft Lounge. We both got codes, and we are finally ready to talk about it because we finally have permission to. The embargo's up, but this game is set to come out on the 18th of April. Minecraft Legends. It is Minecraft, but their take on the kind of RTS action genre, I would say.
We met the whole team. We actually played with them, which was really cool. Usually at these Xbox events, they'll have a developer on each team, but we did PvP. So it was like one side of the room against the other side of the room. And it's so much fun because I'm not an RTS guy because I don't like games where you're like looking over the battlefield and just kind of clicking, you know, you drag the box, tell the guys where to go, you tell them to attack. It just kind of gets like, I gloss over after a couple minutes of this. You're like on the battlefield, you're on your horse at first, but you can get on a spider, you can get on a beetle, you can get on like any creature you find.
I found a parrot in my playthrough on the campaign, and you can't like fly
it's
up,
like the
but
beetle.
you jump,
can, like,
and then if you jump from a high distance, you literally like fly. It's
so
really
you're commanding your troops. There's a system where it's like super easy. It's mapped to a button, right? But then there's also the advanced menu, which is like Ray and I got into that so quick, and we ended up winning the battle for our team, which is cool.
Once we got the review copies, we only played an hour of the campaign when we did that event, and I've been able to dive much deeper into the campaign since we got the codes. We played a little bit of what the first little mission that we played during the preview, but after that ends, it kind of walks you through like how to gather resources, to build stuff, to summon little mobs and command your troops and stuff, and it all culminates into this final mission where you destroy this big piglin base with a big portal, and you got to shut it down. And after that, I was surprised at how much the game kind of opens up, mostly because when you go out, most RTS games, for anyone who's out there who's a veteran, usually in the single player campaign, it's set up into missions, right? It's very sequential. There's like a definitive endpoint, and then you move on to the next thing. In Minecraft Legends, it is a lot more open-ended than what I originally thought it was going to be. Piglins are the antagonists of this game. They're just straight savages, guys. They're menaces. They open up, they like kill this bunny rabbit, and they're laughing about it, and they're like, and you'll see them out in the world like just like beating up llamas and like freaking like little like innocent cute little kitties and stuff. So you got to destroy their bases, and you also have to protect the villagers in the world, and they can't defend themselves, so you got to make sure you defend them. And then in order to get more units like the skeletons, the creepers, the zombies, you have to defend their homesteads too, and they're constantly under attack. There is a day and night cycle as well. So, and during the day, the piglins are kind of like planning whether they're going to attack a base or they're going to build up one of their own bases to make it more difficult for you to attack. And then during the night, they're more powerful, they're more aggressive. That's when they put out their attacks. And there is kind of like a Shadow of Mordor element to it, I saw, because if you leave the bases unchecked for too long and you don't attack them, then they're going to grow in power. So a small base will go from small to medium, and then medium to large, and it'll be harder to take down the base and close the portal. There's different factions for the piglins as well.
Also, gotta point out, this game runs really well, looks really good, has good graphics, no stuttering on PC, runs at like a solid 60 frames per second. I didn't see a single frame drop, which is great. And yeah, it would be sweet if this game got a lot of marketing, because I think it's really good.
There are a couple things that piss me off about this game. So first of all, like most RTS games, you really got to be on top of managing your units, otherwise they're going to be decimated like instantly. They're not very smart, and especially I was mentioning like navigating these multi-level bases. I was like, oh, you guys go and attack that thing, and they were like, okay. okay, I'm gonna walk off this cliff instead and fall to my death. I'm like, oh my god, okay, I'm gonna build a bridge so you can walk over and attack that thing. And they're like, actually, I'm gonna go in between the bridge and fall off to my death.
They did that a lot. They're going in the lava.
Damn it. I was like,
you gotta just guide them. You gotta be like, come on, little dudes, let's go. And they're like, oh, okay.
And there's no bird's eye view of actually like commanding them remotely, and that's a feature that I really wanted as like a person who plays RTS games a lot. But like once they're scattered, it gets hard to manage them when the really big battle. I wish there was some way to remotely call them and command them. And also I wish there was a way to personally upgrade like your own kit, like get a more powerful sword, maybe get some more armor on there, because there is a lot of focus on the individual, you being on the battlefield itself. We haven't really gotten a taste of true PvP since that event because the multiplayer lobby is, they're just, you know, since it's previews, it's not really all that much there. But I am excited to see what people do in this game when it comes to PvP. Overall, I had a good time. It's available on April 18th. It's going to be on Game Pass as well. And I do want to make one more revision with this. Earlier, I said there was not any battle pass, which is true. And then I said there's no microtransactions. There is a marketplace, so you can buy costumes and extra content and stuff, but it's not necessary. But I wanted to update that. Oh, let's move on to the big drama of the week. I wore my Redfall shirt today. The big drama with this is that we just got news that there's not going to be a performance mode when Redfall releases. It's going to be locked at 30 FPS, only quality mode, 4K 30 FPS on Series X, and then 1440p 30 FPS on the Series S. Jim?
Well, I mean, I'm not surprised, honestly. I don't understand. I feel like we're the only people who really brought this up, but when we previewed it, the game, they didn't let us do co-op, which was immediately a red flag, right? Like if you're not letting us do co-op, I just immediately assumed that was a frame rate issue. Like with playing multiplayer with people can tank the frame rate in a lot of games. Obviously that seems to be the case now, but when we were playing it in just single player on pretty beefy PCs, it was really struggling to hold even 40 FPS. Like, I don't know. I was like, oh, this game is not ready. 3 months seems like a decent amount of time to optimize it, but I'm an Arkane fan. I played Dishonored 2 at launch. I played Dishonored 1 as well. That game ran fine because it was in Source, but I played Dishonored 2 where they use their own engine. I played Deathloop at launch, and then now this one's in Unreal Engine 5. Every game they've made has had frame rate issues at launch, and even if they are limited to 30 FPS, they have frame pacing issues, so it doesn't feel smooth. So I kind of expected this game was going to be a little rough at launch. I checked the settings of the PC I was playing it on. It was almost maxed out running at DLSS quality, which is like really still hard to run on a 4K TV. So it's 4K max settings, and DLSS quality I think would only drop that to 1440p. So I was like, oh, I'll drop the settings, set it to medium, set it to 1080p, set it to performance DLSS. I got to like between 50 and 60, wildly swinging. So yeah, not really surprised by this news at all. I think they need to take this game, delay it until it's 60 FPS, delay it so you can play it single player offline. Like, it's clearly not finished, and that's a problem that we keep having, specifically with Microsoft not releasing finished games. And it's bad because you're asking people to play on the most powerful console, and then you keep releasing games that don't take advantage of it. Like,
whoa, Hi-Fi Rush was gorgeous, man, and which ran awesome.
Yeah.
With the expectations for the next gen hardware was that you were going to have a choice. I feel like people are coming to terms with the reality of, we're probably not going to get ray tracing support on like every game that comes out. Okay, we're not going to probably get like 120 FPS games anytime soon.
Right.
But the expectation is now there's going to be at least two modes, right? Quality and performance. One that favors resolution and one that favors performance. And that is just the expectation going forward now that we're getting these next gen updates, now that we're getting these next gen only games. And unfortunately, this is a situation where the expectation is not being met.
Well, they set the expectation too, right?
Unfortunately, Redfall is just having a bad week, like a bad couple of days, starting with the IGN preview. They came out with
that was horrible.
They're battling the Rook, which we were really excited about. We were trying to trigger the Rook in our preview experience, and then the way they were making it look, I was like, that doesn't look very fun. Not saying that I didn't have fun playing the game. Unfortunately, it's just like another thing to add to the list of things that are making fans disgruntled, like the always online requirement. Absolutely, the expectation was 60 FPS when last year they delayed it.
Graphically, this game does not look anywhere good enough to be running at 30 FPS, I think, personally. I mean, even beyond the technical issues, I thought it was cool. The AI was terrible. Like you would have to walk directly in front of a vampire for them to notice you. Sometimes they notice you a block away through a house wall.
I did see, even though it was like an open world scenario, the DNA of Arkane shining through Redfall in, you know, despite the open world.
Like, this game's like built for me.
Your ability to kind of tackle situations differently. I'm hoping that it comes out and it's good. And now I'm kind of thinking, I'm like, well, 30 FPS, are they gonna delay it again? Like, are they gonna, and what does that mean for other Bethesda games coming out? Are we gonna see this issue pop up again where it's like Starfield only caps out at 30 FPS? It raises some questions.
Get ready for that. That's gonna be 30. There's no way that's a 60 FPS game.
It's not guaranteed that like graphics and performance makes a game fun.
Yeah.
But it is overall, like in combination with all these other things, not a good look for this game.
Yeah, when you're talking about an open world first person shooter, that's minimum 60 FPS.
Now it's time for a controller chat. I just made that up. So yeah, we've been talking a lot about controllers on the channel recently, but now we're getting even more custom colors for the Elite Series 2 on the Design Lab. And now I always like talking about this because it's like, we sat here for like, this was like 8 months ago at one point. We were like, it would be awesome if they added the Elite Series 2 to the Design Lab. And we like had a whole thumbnail with it and people were like, dumb. And then like a week later, dude, I'm not even kidding y'all, they added it to the Design Lab and everyone was like, oh, we were like, we know some things, but they're adding new colors and new combinations and finishes to the Design Lab. Honestly, if you're thinking about getting an Elite Series 2 at all, like maybe consider like bringing that extra money and getting it custom. They also showed off a Vampire Survivors theme one. Looks like Doom is what Jimmy's referring to.
It does look like Doom.
Xbox UK tweeted it on their account, and you absolutely need an Elite Series 2 for Vampire Survivors.
It's important, man.
Like use the super long stick for that game. Like change that out. You're like, yeah. These new colors are going to be available for both the regular Xbox controller and the Elite Series 2, but they were showing off the Elite Series 2 because it's much cooler with the little grips and stuff. According to the Xbox Wire, some of the new color options include vivid red, powder blue, and neon pink, bringing the total available colors for the body of the controller to 16.
What is it, like 180?
They can run up to 150 for the Elite Series 2, and then it starts at 70 for the regular custom Xbox controller. So if you want to check it out, go onto the Design Lab and maybe design one of your own. They have different templates for different games and stuff. You can like engrave your name or like someone else's name onto the controller. It makes a nice gift, maybe. I don't know.
Engrave Ray onto my controller.
Next up, we have a new Xbox update to talk about. We sort of touched on this not too long ago. Yeah, another update, baby. We back at it again. We talked a little bit about the search bar and the new look search bar that's coming. Now it's being rolled out this week is what they're saying. It's a sleeker kind of option. You can navigate with the bumpers now, and you can also search on YouTube in the movies tab as well. People were very much complaining about the old search bar, so we'll see how people react to this. The big change is the gallery style results is what is being touted here. And also there's another update to the power system of Xbox. You know how there is sleep mode and then shutdown mode, right? And Xbox has been making a very conscious effort lately to be more environmentally friendly, and this kind of goes along with those efforts. So now as part of this update, you can set active hours for your Xbox, and during that time period your Xbox is in sleep mode, the mode that it instantly turns on. But you know, at night when you're maybe not on, or you're sleeping or doing whatever, you can put it as non-active hours, and then it'll switch to shutdown mode.
My active hours are 24/7. Microsoft, sorry.
He's always grinding. And that's the thing, you know, they're giving you an option. They're not like forcing you to do anything. They're like, this is here. We're not gonna like make everyone set active hours, but if you want to, they're there. So Jim, what if I told you we had another update, but this time regarding Phil Spencer's shelf?
Dude, again. I saw there's a new shelf pick.
Imagine being so powerful that your shelf sends like the news into a frenzy. Phil Spencer, we got another look at his shelf, and then lo and behold, what has made a comeback? Project Keystone, aka the Xbox Series K, Jimmy's favorite innovation in gaming.
Xbox said, oh, Sony's getting shredded online for making this handheld that doesn't play games. Let's bring back our concept that no one wants.
The future of Project Keystone, whether it's going to be a physical console or if they're just scrapping it entirely, is kind of up in the air right now. If that makes you feel any better, Jim. The hype of a streaming console only kind of died down for me, for sure. I used to be at one point like, oh, this could be really cool.
You have a Series X.
Just because I have a Series X doesn't mean I won't buy other Xbox products.
Yeah, you could bring that Keystone back to Texas with you. little San Antonio action playing Vampire Survivors.
We got to talk to our boy Austin Evans yesterday, and we were talking about like a streaming only console, and he was saying it was just like kind of useless unless they could sell it for like $25, which we were saying earlier. We were like, if they could get it cheap and they bundle in a controller and they bundle in some Game Pass,
and then you pay for Game Pass.
But the thing will lose its value as soon as they roll out Xbox Cloud Gaming to more devices. It's already on a ton of devices that you can stream already.
I would love to see numbers on how many people are like, you know what? Don't need a game console. I'm going to stream to my Samsung TV. I would just love to see that. I think that would answer a lot of our questions here.
Probably small percentage. If I'm going to take a guess,
single digits.
It has grown, especially like
from 1 to 7.
Because of Fortnite, dude. Because when they made it able to play Fortnite on your iPhone, like the usage of it blew up. But I hope and we've talked about this before, is that it remains more or less like an option, right? You can play it on your PC, or you can what I would like to see is true interconnectivity of like, I buy a game on my PC, I am able to play that game on the cloud, whether or not it's on Game Pass. And then, when I'm not out and about, playing on my console, like I'm looking forward to that, not cloud gaming dominating.
Called a Steam Deck and a PC, because you can do that right now. And if the collapse of every streaming service has taught me anything, and the PlayStation having its best month of all time, people just want to play games natively on a console.